Let's go down our list from 10 to 1 of who will be this year's Breakout Stars. Today we're going to go 10 through 6. Let's start with number 10. He plays cornerback for the Baltimore Ravens. His name is Marlon Humphrey. If you don't know Marlon Humphrey, get to know Marlon Humphrey. He is talked about in that organization like the next great defensive Raven superstar. We know Ray Lewis. We know Ed Reed. We know Haloti Ngata. Now get to know Marlon Humphrey. Change his number in the offseason. He is now going to be the voice of that defensive backfield now that Eric Weddle is no longer there. Earlier this offseason, we said there really is no slam dunk best cornerback in football. You might go Jalen Ramsey. You might say Xavier Rhodes. I think Marlon Humphrey could emerge as the best cornerback in all of football this season. Number 10 on the list. Number 9 on the list is a guy whose name we love saying. Kay earlier today said Davante Adams might be one of the best wide receivers in football. His number 2 guy is about to have a breakout year. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Marquez Valdes-Scantling is going to be a stud this season because Aaron Rodgers needs him to be, and Matt LaFleur does too. We know Rodgers doesn't always speak glowingly about young wide receivers until they prove themselves, which was why I thought when Rodgers spoke with James Jones on the NFL Network, it was really interesting when he was asked about Marquez Valdes-Scantling. Take a listen.
I think one guy that's really jumped out in the spring for us was Marquez. You know, I think he's always obviously timing very fast, but now I think he's playing to his time. Kind of the opposite of you. You know, you were about a 4-4 in the games.
You know what I'm saying? I take the 4-4.
You were a 4-4 in the games. You might not have ran 4-4 any time at San Jose State, but you had that game speed. And there's a big difference between a guy who can time fast and play fast. And the playing fast part of it is when the confidence comes. I think Marquez is starting to play with more confidence, and that's pretty good to see.
They've got all these young wide receivers, Jake Kumerow and Aquemenius St. Brown. This is your guy, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. If Rodgers has his trust and it's vice versa, the sky is the limit. He's a deep threat. He can really do it all. Excited to see him in year 2 of his career. All right, the next on the list, another young wide receiver, the deep threat in Adam Gase's laboratory. I'm going with a friend of the show, Robby Anderson. Robby Anderson made plays last year. They were always big plays. And again, talking to people within the Jets organization, one of the guys that they are most excited about is their young wide receiver. We've had Robby on the show a few times. Robby's made big plays in this league. Robby's had some issues in the league at some point. He's matured. He looks the part. He plays the part. He's saying all the right things. I think in that Adam Gase offense, he could be the number 1 wide receiver. And Sam Darnold could be an absolute stud thrown to him. Nate, I know you're a fan of Robby Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
I might be all in on this guy, and I'm talking top 10, top 15 wide receiver in the league this year. He is that good and has that potential. Let's go to another wide receiver. Number 7 on the list. Let's go to San Francisco, a guy who could not stay healthy last year, but when he was an absolute stud. His name is Dante Pettis out of the University of Washington. Last year, started out of the season, had some plays, was banged up, injured. Let me tell you something about the 49ers offseason. They flirted with Odell Beckham's contract a little bit. They talked about that with Cleveland. There were conversations. Oh, and they were approached about Antonio Brown quite a bit. They didn't go for those guys. They said, we like what we have in-house. And the main reason why is this guy. No pressure, Dante, but Dante Pettis is going to be the number 1 wideout in that 49ers offense. And if you don't think Kyle Shanahan has been in the laboratory working on ways to get him open and get him the ball, you've got another thing coming. He put on 10 pounds of weight this offseason. And one of the reasons why was they want to see more bulk out of him and ability to stay healthy. This is all Nick Mullins highlights. Just wait until Jimmy Garoppolo is on the field. A lot of excitement in San Francisco about the defense, about the quarterback, about the running backs. Dante Pettis is the guy that I hear most about.
Peter,
Dante
it's nice
Pettis.
to see some highlights that aren't Kittle.
Exactly
It's
right.
all we ever
Here's
see.
another option, and he's going to be the guy. All right, number 6, another wide receiver. We're going down to Jacksonville, and I'm going with Dede Westbrook.
You're going with Dede.
Dede Westbrook, and let me explain why. John DeFilippo is the offensive coordinator right now. John DeFilippo was in Minnesota last year, and the same exact offense is coming to Jacksonville. Who played that position in Minnesota? Stephon Diggs. And Diggs got catches, Diggs got looks, Diggs got touches. He's now got Nick Foles throwing the ball. Dede Westbrook has it all. We know he's got all the talent. We know he's got the speed. And when he's in college, he broke all of Oklahoma's career receiving records. He was a Heisman finalist. He's never had a quarterback of this caliber, and I don't think he's had an offensive coordinator of this caliber. I think DeFilippo will get him the ball. I think Nick Foles is going to be looking for him. I think Dede Westbrook is going to have a breakout season. These might not be the first picks in your fantasy league, but these might be the names that win you your fantasy league. Marlon Humphrey's going to be a stud corner, and these 4 wide receivers all are going to have breakout seasons. We're just scratching the surface, guys. And now we're going to go to the top 5.
Come on, give it to us.
Look at number 5. Let's go with a second-year wide receiver out of Carolina. His name is DJ Moore, and they could not be more excited about this guy down there in Charlotte. They're talking all about him, and it's because of plays like this. DJ Moore came on late at the end of the season. Remember, he was a first-year guy out of Maryland. Everyone had high expectations. He picked it up towards the end of the season. What you want to know about DJ Moore is that it's almost not just DJ Moore. There's a thing going on right now with the Panthers, and I've got sources down there telling me, and there's a trio, and they're calling themselves the Cat Pack.
What?
The Cat Pack.
Okay, I like it.
And it's DJ Moore, it's Curtis Samuel, and it's Christian McCaffrey. All 3 of them under the age of 25.
Okay.
All 3 of them interchangeable in the offense. You might see DJ Moore line up inside. You might see him line up outside. You might see McCaffrey outside wide. You might see Curtis Samuel in the backfield. They're calling themselves the Cat Pack. They're trying to get this thing to be a thing, and that's what Cam Newton's guys are. We know Greg Olsen is the old reliable, but these 3 here might be the reason why the Panthers overtake the Saints in the division.
Love it.
And this guy right here is a former first-round pick. They have really high hopes on. Don't be shocked if he has a huge breakout.
Peter, who's the Frank? Who's the Sammy? Who's the Dean?
I don't know. We're gonna
Christian's got to be the Frank, right?
At some point, they'll be in Vegas against the Raiders.
Boing, boing, baby.
Hey, baby.
That's it. Exactly right. Sinatra. You want a player who's going to be the chairman of the board? Well, I got a number 4 right now, and it's a rookie. I really am reluctant to put rookies on this list, but I can't hear enough good things.
Let's go, Shrags!
About David Montgomery
Talk about it.
in Chicago. This is a guy who doesn't say a peep. He's not a talker. He's all business. He also happens to be a real 3-down running back. That means first down, second down, third down. It means running game, means passing game.
Right.
It means pass protection, and it means a C on the jersey. Why do I care about that? Leader.
Ooh.
A leader. They are not afraid to put the load on this guy in year 1 and say, hey, you are going to be the guy who is going to take us to the next level. We know Tariq Cohen as a dynamic back and a scout. Jordan Howard's no longer there. It's David Montgomery. And the numbers in college were incredible. 1,200 yards last year, 13 touchdowns. The quotes are even better. This is from Nagy. Nothing is going to change from the first time I saw him on tape at Iowa State. He has some of the best vision I have seen in a long time. That's a coach talking about a rookie, an incoming rookie. They're going to use him, and they're going to use him a lot. Already put him in the list of best running backs this season. He's going to get the workload. And Matt Nagy wants to get the most out of him. David Montgomery, number 4 on the list.
Greg, you always make this list from insight and contacts and not tape, you're not a tape grinder. This guy's tape is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's so stupid.
Number 3, we talked about him all morning. We've talked about him all season. I see huge things from Josh Allen.
Okay.
Giant strides, and that's no pun intended because we know he's a 6'6" quarterback with the biggest arm in all of football. Yeah, I went there. I know I said Mahomes might have a start. This guy's just got that huge cannon, and he's going to use it. I feel like last year he wasn't accurate. Wasn't accurate at all. So what did he do this offseason? He worked on accuracy. We know he can throw the ball far. We know he's super athletic. But Josh Allen apparently has come a long way in a completing percentage and completing passes. He can do the short and intermediate routes, and of course, he can throw the deep ball. That's what the guy draped on him.
Yeah.
He's insane with his arm. He's a great athlete. And last year, he was playing without any touch and without any real accuracy. Now you add that to this, we're all excited about Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, and of course, Sam Darnold. This might be the guy who takes the biggest leap and leads his team to the playoffs. Josh Allen, fantastic rookie season in spurts. Expect a consistent year number 2 in that Bills offense. All right, number 2.
How are you better than that?
Breakout stars, right?
Got?
Breakout stars. So we got the players, we got this, we got this. I'm going to go with a coach.
Okay.
They're the youngest coordinators we have seen in the last 25 years old. They've pretty much worked out. McVay in the last 25 years. Kyle Shanahan's a head coach. Josh McDaniels head coach. Mike Shula all the way back then. He's now the Giants offensive coordinator. But this name right here to me is breakout star this season.
Talk about it.
There's going to be no team on national television more than the Dallas Cowboys. There's going to be no offense scrutinized more than the Dallas Cowboys. It's not this guy that I'm looking at. It's that guy.
Give me more.
Kellen Moore, former Boise State quarterback. He was a Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Tony Romo goes down. He was injured. Instead, they have to put Dak in. So what does Kellen Moore do? He eventually retires and is already the offensive coordinator of America's team. That is as spotlight a gig outside a head coach and quarterback that you can get. And if you listen to the whispers, he was doing a lot of big things in that room last year, getting this guy to the playoffs. We know Scott Linehan is no longer there. They have elevated Kellen Moore. They didn't hire from the outside. And it's not just Kellen Moore, who's a 31-year-old offensive coordinator. It's also John Kitna, former quarterback, who is now the quarterback's coach. The two of them are in tandem. They are working together with Prescott. And everything I hear in the coaching community is that this guy is one of these revelations, one of these once-in-a-generation type minds when it comes to being
the prodigy.
Offensive coordinator. He's a prodigy. We've seen McVay. We've seen Kyle Shanahan. They have done it at the pro level, and they have done it to become head coaches. If you're a Cowboys fan, as much as you want to talk about Zeke and Dak and Amari, the most important guy might be Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. Which leads to number one.
Okay, who we got, baby?
Last year it was Mahomes.
Yeah.
That worked out fairly well. This year I can go on and I could say things, but you know what? I've said it all already. If you've been watching this show, you know that I have a crush on one player in the NFL this year, and his name is not Mahomes. It's this guy. My number one, though, is a guy I've been talking about.
That's your boy!
All week long. There's no half measure. Let's just dive all in. I think I've been pretty vocal on how into Kyler Murray I am as a player. Like, I'm really excited for it. I think I've
just a little bit.
I am so fascinated.
Why, Peter?
The arm. This guy is a gamer. They're building the offense around him. He is a baller. This kid can throw it from every angle. He is so athletic. He is so exciting. 30 touchdowns, Kyler Murray this year, passing touchdowns. I'm thinking it through. They're going to rely on him. He's the entire offense. Because there is no NFL comparison.
Yeah.
There is no precedent. It'd be one of the greatest rookie seasons we've ever seen, and I can't say I don't see that happening. This is his helmet, and get ready for it, because I think everyone is going to be watching and seeing it. Look, I put my name on things, and they've been wrong. I put my name on things, things are right. Everything I'm hearing out of Arizona is that this guy is as good as any rookie quarterback from go. I mean, Baker Mayfield was amazing last year, and Baker Mayfield was tremendous. This guy is already playing a leadership role like Baker was last year, but he'll be starting from week one. He'll be starting from week one because since day one that he got there, Cliff Kingsbury has already donned him the guy. Larry Fitzgerald's raving about him. Kingsbury's raving about him. All of the different skill position players are saying he's beyond his age and he's got years ago. And just wait till the NFL gets a load of him, because I'm telling you, we have seen Seinfeld and Cheers and Mad About You. This is must-see TV.
Okay.
This is must-see TV.
All right. Talk about it.
This is the guy. Will he be durable enough to last 16 games? We'll see. It's all I can say, because he doesn't have the build to take a beating. Will he be durable enough to get this team to the playoffs? We'll see. I don't know how that goes in that loaded NFC West. But I do know there will be more highlights, more wows, and more excitement from this one player than maybe any other player in the NFL this year. Kyler Murray is my number one, and here's the full top 10. Put him down in pencil or put him down in pen. I'll stand behind all these guys. I think Kyler Murray is a sensation this year, and I think he takes the league by storm right away, week one when they get on the field, and then by week two against Baltimore, everyone's going to be talking about him just like we were with Mahomes last year.